Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sarah in the Universe. I'm Sarah, and welcome to episode 11 of In the Universe. Okay, so for this week's episode of In the Universe, there wasn't too much going on in Hollywood that I wanted to talk about, so I thought for today's episode we would keep this a spooky horror episode and just talk about some, horror and spooky stuff going on with movies and even theme parks that I'm so excited to talk about, okay? I'm just so excited for all things horror and everything, and I hope you guys are too. I want to welcome all of you guys back who are subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out another video with me, guys, and staying subscribed to the channel. I'm so excited to have you guys here. And guys, let's get into it. Okay. So to start off things first, Warner Brothers released the main trailer for Beetlejuice 2 this past week, which was so good. The movie, of course, brings back Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder and some of the other cast from the original film, and stars Jenna Ortega, who is one of the horror it girls of the modern day. And I'm just so excited to see her in this. The trailer looked amazing. We got more of an in-depth look at, what the movie is going to be about, and, to see the land of the dead, and it looks like, I don't know exactly what, but from what I just got done rewatching the trailer again, and it seems like there is something that, Lydia, Winona Ryder's character brings up about she's like, can the land of the living and the dead coexist? So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm really excited to see it. It seems like a lot of people are hunting Beetlejuice from the land of the dead. It's a star-studded cast. I was just completely blown away. I am just so excited for that. And what I was thinking of too, and I'm going to get into, we'll take a look at some scenes from the trailer and stuff. But I was just thinking, I think, obviously I'm not trying to be too premature about this, but for Beetlejuice, a movie that came out, a long time ago, and for being such an iconic, cult classic film, just from looking at the trailer for the sequel, it already looks like it is maintaining that same level of fun, of energy, of nostalgia, of just being super iconic and staying true to its roots, that it already looks like it's going to be such a beloved film to me. I think they've done a really great job, again, especially bringing Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder back, and, it's really staying true to it, and I think, to me, it looks like it's going to be amazing. I love what I see. It's just so true to that original film. But let's get into, some parts that I just wanted to highlight on here. And again, if you're new to the channel, I'm old-fashioned here. I just pull up things on my iPad and we take a look at it. Okay, old-fashioned here. But all right, let's get into this. Okay, so right away, this was so iconic to me. And by the way, I think Jenna Ortega, by the way, is playing Winona Ryder's Lydia's daughter. Her name's Astrid, I believe. And yes, Astrid Dietz. So there's this scene of them running through where that sandworm, that iconic sandworm, is chasing them. And I was like, this is so iconic. I already love this mother-daughter. And Jenna, she's just so perfectly cast as, Lydia and Winona Ryder's daughter. They look so alike, and the hair and everything, spooky girlies, we love it. This is just so iconic. And I have to say, so they are going to be, just like with any other movie, they are going to be showing this in IMAX. And I have to tell you, I rarely watch movies in IMAX, just because the IMAX screens that are near me in theaters, they don't have reclining seats, and I, being the old person that I am, I really can't sit in a regular seat for a long time. I get so uncomfortable, so I don't really watch too many movies in IMAX, but that may have to change, because I really want to experience this in an IMAX level screen. I think this would be just so fun, getting into that world of the dead and Beetlejuice and seeing that all just super, super massive, I think. So I may have to just suck it up and go watch that in IMAX. But that was one of the scenes that really stood out to me. And yeah, here's just, oh my gosh, a closer look at that iconic sandworm. Oh my gosh, I can't believe all these iconic characters are coming back. That's so exciting. Okay, so then we have, for some of the other cast, first look at Danny DeVito in Beetlejuice. I don't know if he's playing, but I cannot believe this. And Danny DeVito is obviously so iconic I cannot wait to see what, which character he plays in this. Like, I'm so excited for that. And I mean, this is just a star-studded cast beyond all the stars that are in it already. We have the legend Willem Dafoe. Wow, like this guy, he's just been in like so many like movies lately. I'm so excited. Like, oh my gosh. I can't. That's just like so funny. Like I'm so excited. He has on the hello, my name's Bob. That's funny. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but I'm excited. Yeah, and just Winona, like for her and Michael Keaton, like it just seems like really no time has passed for their characters. Like they didn't even age, in my opinion. Like they look like we just saw the first movie like a couple weeks ago. Like they look incredible. I'm so excited. Oh, and then this. Okay, so shout out to Best of Winona Ryder on Twitter. But yes, we did get to see Winona in this like red dress, which is obviously like a callback to, her red wedding dress from the original film. I don't know if it's like the same one, but it is like, I love that like they're referencing that. Like that is just so iconic. And I love that, Oh, so good. So good. Okay, and here's some more like character posters. Bob is a shrinker. That is so funny. Justin Theroux is Rory. Okay. Monica Bellucci is Dolores. Monica Bellucci looks stunning. Like, she looks so stunning. Again, I don't know what her character is going to be, but she looks absolutely iconic, stunning. It's giving me, like, Bride of Frankenstein, Monsters vibes. I don't know. Like, she looks so iconic. Like, I cannot wait to see her character. Willem Dafoe is Wolf Jackson. That's a cool name. Oh my gosh, look at his brains like coming out. That's crazy. Okay, and where are the other ones? Okay. Like I said, no time has passed for this cast. Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice. Seriously, it just looks like it's been yesterday since the original film. Like, it does not look like it's been all this time. Like, truly iconic. I can't wait. Winona, I love this poster. Winona Ryder is Lydia. And Jenna Ortega is Astrid Dietz. I think that's such a perfect name, Astrid. It's like the perfect, like, spooky, gothic name. And yes, of course, the iconic, the legend, also returning Catherine O'Hara as Delia Dietz. I am so excited to see her too. Also with her, ageless. Like, no time has passed for these people. Like, they are just amazing. I am super excited to see this. I cannot wait. It just looks so good. I feel like they've handled it very well, with respect to the original film, to the fans. They have the original characters returning, but also adding new ones. And I think that's really how you do it. You keep them, keep the nostalgia, and bring in the new. And it really feels like it's just from the look of the trailer, it looks like it's all fitting in very well. And I'm so excited to see that. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on the Beetlejuice trailer. I cannot wait to see it. It's coming in theaters September 6th, which, September is like that spooky. By the way, I forgot to say another reason why I'm just excited to do a horror spooky episode of In the Universe. I'm like in Summerween mode, which I've been seeing this like all over TikTok. Summerween is just everyone who's so excited for the spooky season that we're celebrating it now. And I am. So don't be surprised if you see more like horror spooky content on the channel. I'm just in complete Summerween mode. But yes, with Beetlejuice 2 coming out in September, it's coming out in that spooky eve month, right? Because September, all the spooky stuff starts basically. And I'm so glad we're gonna get like a family friendly spooky movie to come out during that time. I think it's gonna be so much fun to go to the theaters to check that out. And like I said, I'm already just so excited to see the marketing for this film, what else they're gonna do, what merchandise they're gonna have, any collabs with like food stuff or anything like that. I cannot wait to see it, guys. We're going to be talking more Beetlejuice on this channel. I cannot wait. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that trailer because that came out and it was so good. I'm so excited for that, guys. I would love to know what your thoughts are on Beetlejuice 2. All right, guys. So let's move in. So, okay, for the second topic, there really wasn't any new info. I just Well, I just really, if you guys see the thumbnail, I really wanted to put Maxxxine in the thumbnail because how glorious is that poster? I showed it on like, I think the last In the Universe, but it was like a picture of the poster that someone saw in their theater. It wasn't the official one that A24 released. But then I think like the following day, A24 ended up releasing the poster. I like need this poster in my life. I need it on my wall. But yeah, there's Mia Goth as Maxxxine Minx, and it says Hollywood is a killer. Gosh, she looks so beautiful. Guys, like I can't tell you how excited I am. That's why I had to put it in today's episode of, doing a horror in the universe. But yeah, I am just so excited about this, guys. And there's something that I want to mention that goes into the third topic that I want to tie in. That's just for me, just more of like a thing I want to say. But yeah, oh, and then Fandango, like 6 days ago, they released some photos from upcoming movies in the summer, and they released this one of Maxxxine. She's just giving me like Marilyn Monroe vibes here. It's like Maxxine's at her movie premiere, and she's just living in the moment. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Maxxxine, guys. I want to see this movie like a bunch of times in theaters. Like I'm just so stoked about it. Okay, so I just wanted to show that, but I did want to remind you guys because if you guys didn't know, I'm sure a lot of you know already if you're fans of Maxxxine, but that is going to be the third film in the trilogy of Ty West's trilogy, with the first film being X, the second one Pearl, and this one, Maxxxine, which all stars Mia Goth. Now, if you haven't seen X or Pearl, obviously highly suggest you guys watch that before Maxxxine, because that you have to. It's just going to go along with all of those stories. But I did want to let you guys know that I believe X is still on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, it's on there right now. I think it still should be. And Pearl, they just added Pearl for no additional cost on Prime Video. So if you haven't seen Pearl is available now on Prime Video for no additional cost. So definitely check those out so you can get yourself ready for Maxxxine coming out in July. I know I got to watch those a bunch more times just out of excitement. But yeah, I'm just super excited for Maxxxine. Obviously, I kind of hope they don't release any more footage because, like I said, I don't want anything spoiled. I just want to see it all for the first time on the big screen. I don't need any more trailers, nothing like that. So I hope they kind of just keep it more tied down now because I'm just so excited about it. But then let me show you the posters for Pearl and X, just in case they put them all in one thing. There's Pearl. She is so iconic, and like you gotta love the X imagery that they posted. It's like the barn, but that X behind her is so great. These posters are just so good. And then here's X. I love these posters. These are just so great, so great, so excited for this, guys. I cannot wait. But yeah, I know I'm kind of rushing through because I want to spend the majority of time talking about this next thing that I want to talk about, which is more just going to be like fun speculation type things. And there's something of Maxxxine I want to get to there. But okay, so I want to talk about Halloween Horror Nights. I was thinking of whether I wanted to start like just a new or just do a whole video about Halloween Horror Nights, and maybe like in the future I will. But I wanted to really just talk about speculation since they have been announcing things for Universal Orlando, but they have done really nothing for Hollywood. And I'm here in LA, and so I'm focused on Universal Hollywood, but they've announced a ton of things already for Universal Orlando. And us over here in Hollywood are like, what about us? Where are our presents? So I thought for kind of the majority of this In the Universe episode, I would talk about, just houses that I want to see come to Halloween Horror Nights or return, because there's a lot. And by the way, I should talk about Halloween Horror Nights a little bit in case some of you are like, what is that? I've never heard. So Halloween Horror Nights is a after dark event that takes place at Universal Studios, both in Hollywood and Orlando. I'm not sure. I think maybe Japan does it too, but I'm honestly really not sure. But they do a bunch of horror themed mazes to different horror movies and shows, and even just original horror mazes. And it's really fun, right? And scary fun to just go through and get scared. There's scare zones in the park where the monsters come out and scare you. And it's just such a fun event that I've been going to now for a very long time. And it's just so near and dear to my heart. It's a very special event to a lot of people, and it's what we look forward to the most during the spooky season. And usually, kind of like this time of year, in the tail end of spring to the summer, they start announcing which mazes they're going to have. And for Hollywood, like I said, we haven't heard anything yet. They did drop a kind of ominous video about a few weeks ago saying that the gates are opening. And so, we're like, well, what's coming? We really want to know. And I think they probably will get into it more. Probably my guess, May's almost over, so probably in June. But I'm like, I'm hungry. We are hungry for these announcements. We are hungry for these tickets. So I thought that for, since we don't really have a lot to talk about Hollywood-wise, I would just talk about and they call them houses, but, there were mazes, but now they call them houses. So I would talk about which houses I would love to see and what else I want to see at the event. So I thought we'd spend some time doing that. But with that being said, and I've kind of mentioned this when I talked about the Maxxxine trailer, but let's just get into the first thing on my wish list for Halloween Horror Nights. So if you guys saw the Maxxxine trailer, in Maxxxine, they did show the Universal lot, which you can see on the studio tour, and you can actually get off at the Bates Motel, which was shown in the Maxxxine trailer. She's going to be there, filming her movie on the studio lot, which is very exciting. You can get off right now at that location and do some photo ops there in honor of the Studio Tour 60. And I believe you can do that from now till like sometime in August. So definitely take advantage of that while you are there. Okay, sorry, I got this notification. I was like, what's going on? Okay, so let me show you the video from when I was there. So you can see, if you guys want to see a better look at this, I'm just going to show you on my iPad. But so you can go, like I was saying, you can go on the Studio Tour 60. They will drop you off at the Bates Motel. There's a ton of other theme photo ops you can do, but one of them you can do is in front of the Psycho house and at the motel. And like I said, they show that in Maxxxine. So here, I'll show you the video that I did. There's the shots from Maxxxine. This is on my TikTok, by the way. There you can stand in front of the Psycho house, just like you see in the trailer. There's the Bates Motel sign. This is the Bates Motel. Yep, there's a Psycho house in the car. And you can stand there and take your picture. Like, what a fun opportunity. And this is no additional cost. So if you're just buying a regular ticket or you have a pass, you can do this right now up until August. I don't know what's the last date for Studio Tour 60. I'll try to figure that out. But yeah, such an exciting thing. And of course, if you guys know, during Halloween Horror Nights, if you take the Terror Tram, which the Terror Tram has been this experience where they theme it to some different type of either movie, or they just put they did the Purge Tram for a number of years, but you get off at the Psycho Motel and you go through like the War of the Worlds set and all these like monsters come out and scare you, but it's just fun. And you can take a picture at the Psycho house too over there, and it's just a fun experience because like normally you wouldn't get to do that unless you were like on a VIP tour or something. So it's cool that you get to do this one during regular park hours and during the daytime. And like I said, with Maxxxine coming out this summer, why not take advantage of doing that while the movie's out? Like, I definitely want to go back and do that, when the movie comes out. But anyways, what I wanted to say was, because obviously Maxxxine is a slasher film, it's a horror film, why don't we get the Maxxxine Terror Tram? Like, listen, I know it's an A24 film. It's not Universal. But something I found that was interesting, I think Universal is going to be distributing the Maxxxine film in other countries. So that over there made me, I think that's what was going on, because I saw their social media accounts promoting like Maxxxine in Brazil and something like that. So I'm like, that's interesting. Made me wonder, come on, Universal, let's get the Maxxxine Terror Tram. What else are they going to do? It's perfect. Like, she's right there on the set in the movie, in the trailer. We need the Maxxxine Terror Tram. I would lose my mind. And it goes along, obviously we haven't seen the movie as yet, but obviously we know Maxxine's filming her movie on that lot. She's at, Universal, okay? So why not have a Terror Tram that's themed to that? That's themed to, being on this lot and having some slasher stuff go on. That seems absolutely incredible. And I would, if they said they're bringing Maxxxine to Halloween Horror Nights, I'm telling you guys, like, at that, I'm losing my mind. I would just lose my mind. I'm already like, if they announce that, imagine like the merchandise, if we have themed food. I'm already thinking so ahead in the future about something that's not even announced, and I'm just hoping we do. I'm hoping we get it. And it's just such a popular, trilogy, and I know a lot of people would love it and be excited about it. And I just think, like I said, how better, obviously Halloween Horror Nights would take place in September, I'm guessing. So just promote the movie even more if it's coming out this summer, you know what I mean? So that's the first thing I really want to see that I just think is a no-brainer to do, hoping they do that. I have my little list on here that I wrote. There's probably like more stuff I want, but this was what I was thinking about. Okay, so we got the Maxxxine Terror Tram. Again, these are just my wish list. This is not announced. This is not speculation. This is just what Sarah in the universe wants to see, okay? Number 2. The Scream House. Okay, I need a Scream maze, guys. Like, so many people, so many Scream fans have been asking for Halloween Horror Nights to do something Scream related. And again, and I forgot to mention, just Halloween Horror Nights is able to license properties out that don't belong to them to do mazes, like they have with Netflix for years. They've done Stranger Things. They did it with The Last of Us last year. So they can totally do this. They don't have to just do mazes that belong under their property. They can license stuff. So that's why I'm bringing stuff up that's not Universal. But I need a Scream maze, especially based on that first film, the OG. I want to see Stu's house. I want to go to Stu's house. I want to run out of Stu's house. Okay. Like just typical Scream fan fantasy dreams, right? I really hope it happens. I think it'd be a long shot. I think obviously there's a lot you have to do to license things, but it's, I'm telling you right now that if Universal was to announce a Scream maze, especially based on that first film. I mean, just any really, but especially based on that first film. That event, which I don't know if I mentioned, it gets more and more popular every year. The capacity, especially for Hollywood, is just insane. That event is every day is going to be sold out. Like, I'm just telling you, it's just going to be so popular. I really hope they do it. That's like my dream. I want to experience Scream. I want to experience, I don't want to experience my own Scream in like real life, but like at Halloween Horror Nights, that's fine. I want to experience it. That's like definitely high up on my wish list. I think probably a low chance of happening, but again, I'm gonna keep dreaming. Okay. So yeah, that I'm just gonna fly through these here. So this one I think is highly expected to happen. I think it has like a 99% chance of happening. We're all just kind of waiting on the announcement. But Five Nights at Freddy's, which is Universal's own film, which came out last year, was wildly successful, obviously based on the very popular game. I think that, being their own film and it making as much money as it did, and obviously having the huge fan base as it did, and they've just announced a sequel coming out next year, it has to happen. I think it has to be at least the headlining maze. They haven't announced it yet, which I'm a little bit surprised. I feel like usually they announce the headliners like sometime of the now and soon, so hopefully we can get that. It'd be funny if we got that like tomorrow. But I definitely think it's a very, very, very close chance to them bringing Five Nights at Freddy's to Halloween Horror Nights. And, imagine that we just don't get the maze, but we actually get, Five Nights at Freddy pizza and snacks and all that. I mean, they have to do it, it's a pizza parlor place. So, or a pizza, pizza and games place. So I do think that has a very high chance of happening this year. Haven't heard anything about that yet, but I just think a lot of people expect it to happen just because it's Universal's own film. So definitely want to see that because I absolutely loved the movie. I haven't played the game because I'm not much of a gamer, but I do remember playing like I think it was like a mini game or something. I can't remember what it was, but I did, and I wasn't good at it at all. But I love the movie. I love the story. I love the characters, and I would love to see that come to life at Halloween Horror Nights. Okay. And by the way, like once they start announcing stuff for Hollywood, I'm totally gonna do more videos on that. Whether I'd make a video on its own or talk about it in the universe, we will definitely be talking about that here. Oh yeah, and then I guess going along, I should have talked about this with the Maxxxine Terror Tram. Again, this has probably a very low chance of happening, but I would have loved to have seen a maze for all three of the whole trilogy movies. Pearl, Maxxxine, X. I get that these movies are more like adult, if you know what I mean. If you've seen the movies, you know what I mean. But I think, they can still make, Halloween Horror Nights is kind of like an adult event anyway. They don't have to put, super inappropriate stuff in there. But it's like, I would still love to see a maze based on all these movies. If not this, the terror tram. I would be happy just with the Maxxxine terror tram, okay? I think that's the most ideal thing they could do, But I decided to throw that in. Okay. So this is interesting. So obviously we talked about Beetlejuice 2 at the beginning of this video. So in 2020, now please forgive me if I'm wrong. I didn't fact check myself, but I think I remember this correctly. So LA took a very long time to reopen things, from the lockdown and all that was going on in the world at the time. But Orlando was like, we are opening, they went full force. And I can't remember if this was in 2020 or 2021 that they had their Halloween Horror Nights. I think it may have been 2020 actually, but I could be totally wrong. So if all had not gone what happened in the world, we would have also gotten a Beetlejuice maze at Halloween Horror Nights that year, but we did not have Halloween Horror Nights that year for obvious reasons. I believe that Universal, what they ended up doing was, so they opened their park for regular park hours during the time, but during Halloween time, they brought a Beetlejuice maze and like some other maze during regular park hours, and so people got to go experience that. From what I remember, and I would remember this, Hollywood never got the Beetlejuice maze, even when our parks reopened and everything in the following years, and they brought Halloween Horror Nights back. So I just think it's fair, especially with this Beetlejuice 2 coming out, that they bring Beetlejuice back to the Halloween Horror Nights, whether Orlando gets it or not, but Hollywood definitely deserves it because we never got to experience that. We never got the Beetlejuice maze, and I don't believe they did a Beetlejuice maze in the past years from what I remember. I don't think so. I just think we need to bring that Beetlejuice maze back, even just based on the original film, because we never got to see that. And with obviously the second film coming out, I just think what a perfect time, and I want to experience that. So we have the Beetlejuice character that goes around talking to the guests during the daytime. Give us the maze. I just think that'd be perfect. Okay. Under Beetlejuice, I put American Psycho. Yes, I want to see American Psycho and American Psycho maze at Halloween Horror Nights. Okay, I need to see Patrick Bateman. I need to see him tell me I gotta return some videotapes. I'm like, okay, you go do that. I need that maze, guys. I love American Psycho. It's just so great, and I think it would look so stunning as a maze. The Halloween Horror Nights team just goes all out with the maze production and set design. It really does look like you're walking onto a movie set. They do such a phenomenal job. And, American Psycho, if you've seen it, it just has this really great, sleek look that really matches, Patrick Bateman's character. And I think it'd be really cool to see his apartment and, New York City and all these restaurants that he goes to from the movie. I think it'd be really, really amazing, and there's so many iconic scenes that I would love to see get recreated from that film. Again, I think it has a low chance of happening Universal, but I would go nuts if they announced it. I would love to see it. So I put that on my list. Okay, so another movie that belongs to Universal that came out this year, Lisa Frankenstein. Oh, I reviewed that movie, so if you guys want, you can check out my review. But it's just, I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies I've seen. If you're a horror lover, but you're also, this movie's for anyone. When I say girly, I don't mean it's just for girls, but if you're just kind of girly, feminine, but you also love horror, that movie is so for you. And, I don't know. I would love to see a maze from it. I don't know that they do one. But what I was going to say, because something that Universal has started to incorporate finally into Hollywood's park that I've been saying for the longest time they need to do, was they started to do character meet and greets. So last year they had Megan out from Megan that you could meet. They had the Grabber from the Black Phone you could meet. They had La Llorona, Bride of Frankenstein, so many characters. And I was so excited because, I mentioned this before in all my theme park videos. I am a character fan. I love taking pictures of characters. And I was so glad that Halloween Horror Nights started to do that, because another reason they started to do that, and I should probably make note of this on here. So when you pass through the scare zones where like the monsters come and scare you, a lot of people like to try and get pictures with them, which I understand. Like it's Halloween Horror Nights, I want to get pictures with the monsters too. But unfortunately, when you're doing that in a scare zone, it takes away from their job, because their job is to scare you, and they kind of need people to just move through that location. So instead, because I'm glad that they listened to people's what they were saying, and they were like, hey, because people want to take pictures with the monsters, we're gonna have like special meet and greet locations, so you can go take pictures there and not do it in the scare zones. And I thought that was a fabulous idea. I love that. I just love that they started to do that. So what I was saying for this year meet and greet that I would love to see would be Lisa Frankenstein. I believe Cole Sprouse character was called the Creature. I would love to see them. They would be such fun meet and greet characters. Oh, I would love to have them. Yeah, I'd probably just go there a couple times a night. I just think they would be I think they'd be great to have during the day as well at regular Universal hours. But I think they'd be really fun for Halloween Horror Nights as well. So I really hope we get some Lisa Frankenstein stuff at Halloween Horror Nights. That would be amazing. And then another Universal movie that came out this year that I hope they utilize, Abigail, which is so good. If you guys haven't seen Abigail and you're a horror fan, I 100% urge you to check it out. That movie would make such a great maze from the setting alone. They're in this mansion, this vampire mansion, if you will, and little ballerina Abigail is tormenting and chasing them. Now, what a fun maze that would be, right? And the movie is just so great with so many funny characters that would be really funny in the maze, I think. It's just so many funny moments. And there's a lot of blood in that movie. So I can't only imagine what they would do for the maze. So I really, really hope. I think Abigail has a good chance of, something Abigail coming to the parks for Halloween Horror Nights. So I really hope they do that. I think it'd be iconic. I think people would really enjoy it. But yeah, I definitely urge you to check out Abigail if you haven't. It's so great. It's so great. So I put this as a returning maze that I would like to see, but Crimson Peak. Crimson Peak, the first year I went to Halloween Horror Nights, which I believe was in 2014, something like that. It's a movie directed by Guillermo del Toro, starring Tom Hiddleston and Charlie Hunnam. It's such a great film. It's a Victorian Gothic film. It's just so good. They did a maze of that, and I actually went through the maze before I saw the movie. The maze was just incredible. I urge you guys to check out the maze online to just see how stunning they made this. They made it look like the, I guess you could say, the mansion from the film, and that's how I would expect Abigail's to be too if they did it. It's just looked just like the set from the movie. It was stunning. I love going through that maze. It was scary, but I love going through that maze just to see the sets and to see how beautiful it all looked. Like the way they did the hallways, it actually looked like you were walking through that mansion. And I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. It's as much as I love Tom Hiddleston as Loki, I loved him in that role. He's just so good, and he really belongs in that Victorian Gothic style. It's just so good. So I put that. Oh my gosh, I've been talking forever. I'm looking at the time, guys. I'm I try to keep these 30 minutes. I apologize, but I'm almost done. Another maze I'd like to see return is the Bride of Frankenstein. They did that, I believe, was the Horror Nights, the first one back after the lockdowns. Oh my gosh, that Bride of Frankenstein maze was incredible. The music was incredible. A lot of people really want to see that come back, and I want to see. I love the character Bride of Frankenstein. She's one of my favorites. She's my favorite monster, and I want to see that maze come back. It has to come back. I want to see it come back. So I put that there. I put Chucky's show. So yes, last year they did a Chucky maze based on the sci-fi series show, and it was so good. I hope they bring that back sometime, because they just got done with their latest season, which I still have to catch up on, but I really hope they do another Chucky maze. But a long time ago at Halloween Horror Nights, even before I started going, they used to have a show where Chucky would basically just insult people, which I think is so funny. I've seen clips online. You can check it out on YouTube. And I heard they took that away because they thought it was too offensive. Guys, it's Halloween Horror Nights. You're not coming here for ponies and unicorns and flowers. Let's bring that Chucky show back, okay? I want to go see a Chucky show where he's making fun of everybody. I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be iconic. If you don't want to go in there, then don't go in there. I want to see that Chucky show come back. So I put that on there. This one, I think, extremely low chance of happening, but if you're an 80s and 90s kid, you know what I'm talking about. You guys remember the show Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon? One of my favorite shows. I literally feel like that's where I became like a spooky obsessed person. Where they would tell, they would sit around the campfire and tell all these scary stories. Oh, just so good. You can check. There's episodes on YouTube if you guys are curious. I want an Are You Afraid of the Dark maze. I think it has a low chance of happening, but I thought I'd put it out there. I just think it'd be so fun. And obviously all of us 80s, 90s kids would just go nuts for that. Okay. I'm just going to finish this up quickly. Now, obviously they have the Jurassic Park, or in Hollywood it's now a Jurassic World ride. I think we need a scare zone of like dinosaurs chasing us, guys. I just don't know. I just think that'd be like crazy. Like, can we not experience that chaos that they experience of having, velociraptors chase them? I think that needs to happen downstairs at the lower lot. So I put that on there again. Low chance of happening, but I put that. And then finally, I also put the Mummy. I think they should also incorporate some kind of mummy-themed scare zone or something down there by the Mummy ride where we're just having like creepy mummies chase us or something. I think that'd be fun. That's why I put that down there. But I realized that was quite a long list. It's just going for so long now. I'm sorry, guys. I have so much I'm thinking of, when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights. So I definitely think I want to do a video once they start announcing things for Hollywood. I want to do a video on its own, just talking about the mazes and what I hope to see and all that. Because I just love Halloween Horror Nights. I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people are excited for that. So, sorry. Thank you for sitting through my wish list. I know it was quite long. Guys, I think that's going to do it for us here on In the Universe for episode 11 for this special spooky horror edition. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys are excited for, Beetlejuice and Maxxxine and Halloween Horror Nights and other spooky horror stuff going on in the world. We're definitely going to talk about that a lot more in this summer too, and I just can't wait. So thank you guys so much. Once again, if you guys are subscribed for the channel, thank you guys so much for staying subscribed here on Sarah in the Universe and for checking out another video with me. I appreciate you all so much. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for checking out a video with me. This is what we do here on the channel. We talk about all things fun, movies, TV shows, theme park stuff, fandom. I do the weekly shows you just saw in the universe where we talk about stuff going on in Hollywood. Today was just a special spooky horror episode, and we will do more of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I would love to have you a part of my universe if you aren't already and you'd like to be. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing week. I can't wait to see you guys very soon in another video. And guys, have a wonderful day. I will see you guys very soon. Take care, everyone.